Dun, dun, dun.
All right, so your recap. Sorry,
How many listeners do you think? We've got our one listener. We're actually interviewing. We're interviewing our listener today.
It's nice to have our full audience with us tonight.
Yeah. So I want to go straight into the
Yes.
GME Robinhood saga.
Yes,
This
tell
is,
us. What do you know?
There's a lot of info here.
What's the info?
And I've got some really good bit of recap because I was talking about this in 2 episodes ago, I should say.
Mate, things are changing quick.
Episode 4, I talked about this. This is
like
episode 6
It
once
is.
again.
All
So we've got a bit of a deposition going on at the moment. It's actually a bit of a legal case situation between and there's a whole bunch of interesting parties, I should say.
Okay, yeah.
So there's a couple of they're getting interviewed by senators and Congress and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so there are 5 kind of key players here.
Okay.
There is Vlad, who is the CEO of Robinhood.
Yep.
Now, he has been kind of villainized on the internet, especially by Wall Street Bets.
Yeah.
Big idiot.
So he's been called a big idiot by one of the fans of Gamestop. Actually, a shareholder, our only shareholder in the group today.
Really?
Yes.
What was the buy-in price, Luke?
$40.
Hey, that's pretty good.
What? What is it now?
$50 or something.
Why do you still own it?
I don't.
So you were a shareholder.
I was a shareholder.
What'd you sell it at?
But don't tell anyone.
What'd you sell it at?
on a podcast.
150.
150.
And then I bought back in at 360.
See, it's the second move that always gets you.
And
You
then
should just stick with the first move. I've done
with
this
my
before.
first move,
Yeah.
I bought 5 shares.
Okay.
And with my second move, I bought 1 share.
Okay. Right.
So
Out of the money that you made from
well,
your
yes,
5 shares.
it was all profits from the first share.
Oh, okay. Right.
But
and then so you bought at what price? Sorry, the second time?
360 or
And
something.
then it didn't
like
go up from there.
and then I sold it for $100.
Okay, so then you got your $100 back.
My
So you made
original
$100 in profit.
$550 profit
You made 100.
went towards my second GameStop investment.
Yes, and then you sold that for 100. So you, of that 500, you've got 100 left.
No, 360.
No, he only bought 1 share the second time.
270. I went down 260
Okay.
and I went up 550.
Okay. So what was your net profit?
290
290.
US.
Perfect.
We've got our resident maths guy over
Quick
here.
math. Quick math.
I would definitely be checked on that multiple times if I was doing that.
Yeah.
So we've got Vlad, our CEO of Robinhood.
Perfect.
So Robinhood,
And then his twin brother. No, sorry.
and his twin brother.
Sorry,
yeah,
got
yeah.
in too quick there.
That's actually the next joke. If you couldn't say that, that'd be good. So we've got Keith Gill is known as Roaring Kitty, otherwise known as DFV, which is deep flipping value
But not
on
flipping.
Reddit. But yeah, except the F word.
But we don't say that because we don't want the little E. This is a family-friendly show. So
Yeah, true. The
I like
little
it.
E
I
on
like
the
the
podcast
censorship.
app. Yeah, I know.
maybe
what
you
you're
should
talking
just put the beep in, just so people think you said the F word. Sorry.
We
Continue.
have deep value as one of the things.
Oh, no, I'm going to have to do that.
No,
I do
it's
the audio.
No, it's beeped.
Don't stuff it up.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm going to have to beep it, aren't I?
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay.
Just don't forget.
Okay.
If we, it'd be funny if we both didn't realize and we just had.
And then my dad watches it.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
We don't want Dad getting the wrong ideas. Anyway, so DFV of Reddit. So the guy that made $50 million
Yes.
off this GameStop move, he's also part of the deposition. We've got Melvin Capital's CEO. This is the evil representing of evil hedge funds.
That's
know,
3, yeah.
yeah, and then we got Ken from Citadel Securities. He's the head of Citadel.
Yeah.
And we've also got Steve Huffman, the Reddit CEO. So,
okay.
So yeah, it's
There
an
you go.
interesting mix of people. They're kind of the
Cool.
5
Yep.
key players in this deposition.
Awesome.
So one of the things that I didn't mention last time,
Okay.
and it was definitely a consideration, is that Robinhood were actually required to have a higher level of capital.
Yes.
So it was one of those, from what I've been led to believe, is one of those late night phone calls that you get where the clearinghouse says you have to have this much money if you're going to keep letting GameStop trade.
Yep.
So it's one of those crazy ones.
Yep.
So the clearinghouse required a certain level of capital for them.
Yeah.
And they just didn't have enough capital. So this is where they brought in
True.
$3.2 billion of extra loans.
Yes.
Just to cover where they were at.
Who is this clearinghouse?
So the clearinghouse, this is interesting because the clearinghouse is actually, the mechanics of it get interesting
Okay.
because the clearinghouse isn't the same thing as the so the clearinghouse is Robinhood Securities or whatever.
Okay.
And the investor, like Robinhood Trading, is like the app that people use, right?
Yeah.
But behind the clearinghouse is the regulatory body which switches. So here in Australia, it's called Austraclear.
Okay. Yeah.
Or I mean, that's for bonds and stuff. I don't know what the regular market one is called.
Okay.
But so there's actually like a government body behind, not government body, but there's like a regulatory level that they're required to have by, not, it's like a in between intermediary between different clearinghouses.
Yep.
So they required more capital.
Yep.
And from my understanding, I don't think Vlad was allowed to say that. So I don't know what you saw, but
okay, so there's like a NDA.
Yeah. So he's been restricted from saying anything about it.
And
I
he
think.
can't even talk about his NDA? It's
so
like an NDA of his NDA?
So for those of us that don't know what that means, it's non-disclosure agreement, and it's a legal thing that says he's not allowed to talk about it. So I thought that was kind of a
that is interesting.
kind of a cool one.
Yeah, because like I also heard a little bit of this conversation, and it was kind of like I think it was Chamath and some of those guys on his podcast. Jason. They were talking about how some of his responses were like so coy from the actual question asked, and their hypothesis was, well, he might have an NDA of his NDA, so like he can't even say, oh, sorry, like I can't speak about that. Yeah. He has to say something to just fill in the gaps, because he can't even say that he can't talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah, but also it could be some serious damage control media kind of. He probably has a PR agent that's kind of telling him what to say.
Absolutely.
And so she's coached him in every possible question they could ask.
Hearing this, I feel a little bit sorry for him.
That was a bit sexist.
Yeah, you've got to feel a bit sorry for him. I mean, here's a guy he's just like a tech guy, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't know how
doing
to do
his best.
PR. Like he didn't learn this stuff at uni or whatever he did in his studies. So
so I've actually looked into him a bit. He's a quant. So,
there you go.
So yeah, that's just an insane maths dude.
Yeah. So the poor guy's just doing his best. So, he's all right.
Yeah.
What'd you say? Did you say he was stupid or something?
I called him a big idiot.
Okay. Do you take that back, or you still stand by that?
How are your feelings?
That was in the past. I'll just leave it there.
Okay. You still have a slight resentment for.
I mean, would have been good if
you had a lot before.
If everyone kept buying it when I bought in at 360 the other day.
That's your only problem.
Fair enough. Well, okay.
So since it was trading at 20 billion per day, the strict GameStop,
like the volume?
GameStop's volume was 20 billion.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, because
do you have any idea of like what that is in comparison to other things?
Well, Tesla was 19 on the same day, 27th of January,
which is still an awkward comparison, because that's still awkwardly high compared to anything else.
Yeah,
right?
and then
like
then
what's
the next,
normal, like 5 billion.
Oh, yeah, but then you get Apple, which is like obviously super standard as the highest traded kind of thing, and that's like 15, 16 kind of vibe.
Cool.
Okay. And then you've got your standard as like Bank of America's, all that kind of stuff, which I assume are about 5. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know
really. But
could be.
Yeah, someone write a review on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, put it in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments and give us 1 star so that it looks more real.
Oh, no, don't give us 1 star.
No, give 5. 5. I meant 5. I get them confused.
6.
Give them 7 stars. So Citadel are in there because they're trading on both sides.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting one. They have to do the long and short positions for other institutions.
Mm-hmm.
So they're actually they're a clearinghouse in themselves, and they have a huge conflict of interest there.
Yep.
Something else to consider is the T+2 settlement system.
Yeah.
So that's obviously where that liquidity requirement was from.
Yeah, Vlad is very much against it, right?
Yeah. He wants instant settlement. But but
so that's obviously like it's like 2 days of clearing time or whatever before the funds are.
Yeah.
Or before the trade's made, or before the funds are.
So when you buy something, you instantly transfer share certificates.
Yep.
And this is I'm talking 1920s. It made sense.
Yeah.
Because it took that long to go to the bank, write a check, walk down the street, go to the next bank. Then the bank manager has to go and phone the other bank and make sure that it's a very manual process.
Yeah.
So that's why and then it takes two days to physically carry the cash over to the other bank.
And then we've just upheld that for some reason.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting one because I think it's not particularly bad because it can kind of make sure. I don't know. I think it encourages a bit more activity, which could be good in some cases, I guess.
Okay, but Vlad seems to be not on that side. He appears to be against it.
So the great part, I don't know how other brokers work, but the great part with it on ComSec is that you can make a trade. Say you get paid on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You can make a trade on Monday.
Yeah.
With money you don't have yet.
Yeah.
And then when you get paid, you can transfer into that account.
Yeah.
And you've got the share at a cheaper price potentially.
Yeah.
And so, that can be an advantage.
Yeah.
At the same time, you probably shouldn't be trading with money you don't have yet.
That's true.
I don't know. That's just my kind of
Nah, don't be stupid.
Yeah, anyway, it looks like... sorry. It was a silly idea.
Okay, good.
So it looks like Keith is actually getting hit, which is DFV.
Keith.
He's
yes, yep, we know who that is.
Yeah, Roaring Kitty is getting slammed with a bit of...
Roaring Kitty, what does that mean? Is that another handle?
That's his YouTube. So he actually does stock tutorial kind of things.
Oh, right.
And so he does that on YouTube and does a bit of analysis and that kind of thing.
So you were saying that he had been speaking on his YouTube channel for quite some time.
I think a couple of years. Yeah.
About GameStop. Right.
Yeah, and but not a couple of years about GameStop, but he's been doing analysis for a couple of years.
Yeah,
I think he's been talking about GameStop since last year though.
Okay.
So sometime in 2020 he picked it up and he really liked it. And
he liked the stock.
He liked the stock. So he finished his deposition, I think, with in short, I like the stock.
Oh.
So it was pretty funny. But
right.
But his actual charges, he's getting hit potentially with securities fraud, I think. Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure on the coverage of it. But also we've got Vlad and Keith that look like the exact same person. We had I had a tweet which had a big FU, and then it was removed and it was reposted with the other guy's photo because he accidentally did it too.
Who made the tweet?
It was Davey Day Trader Dave Portnoy.
Oh, yes.
So he immediately slammed him.
Barstool guy.
He slammed the wrong guy. Yeah, the Barstool guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, who knows what he does. But I'd like to move on to the final segment of
Please
this.
So
I'd like to move on to the meme review. The meme review.
Why do all of your segments have memes?
Well, memes are great. So the first one we've got. I'm going to explain this one.
He's a meme trader, bro.
He's a meme trader.
Meme trader, yeah.
You and Elon.
Yeah, me and Elon. So I'd like to start the first one with there's all different people on the Zoom call for this is hard on the audio, but I'm going to keep it as concise and simple as I can.
Great.
So we've got a bunch of audience members.
Yeah.
Completely bored. There's the Melvin Capital guy. There's the Citadel guy. There's Vlad. And then Roaring Kitty comes on the screen, and they're all like, "Woo!" They're all excited and really like pumped up. So there's that one. Moving on quickly from that, as a funny meme. What do you rate it out of 10? Go.
1.
All right. So that one wasn't great. Let's move on to the next one. We've got
stick with us.
We've got off-brand Honey Nut O's for Vlad and Honey Nut Cheerios for the version of Keith. The joke once again is that they're very similar.
Yeah.
It's it's Aldi brand versus very high quality.
Who's Aldi?
It's Wish brand. When you order Keith off Wish.
Who's which?
Obviously DFV is Honey Nut Cheerios and Vlad is Honey Nut O's.
Okay.
They both have long hair. They're both like pretty slender, kind of slim faces. They're both same vibe, same villain.
Sitting inside too much.
Yeah, never been in the sun in their lives.
They both look like a bit of a villain. They both got a suit on.
They do.
So
they do. Not.
Both
I'm sure they don't mean to, but they do, unfortunately.
Yeah. Anyway, and then this is quite good. This is a photo, and I don't know how real it is, but it was funny. It was it's GameStop going green as soon as Keith comes on the screen.
Oh.
And they've got the GameStop price. It's on CNBC. They've got the GameStop price next to him.
Yeah.
And they've when he comes on the screen it goes green, and when he goes off the screen it goes red, which is quite funny. It's very likely that it's real because I would guess that there'd be a lot of memers that would just be selling as soon as he's off screen and then buying as soon as he's just because it's funny. Which I'd believe it. Oh, yep. And then we got our next section. Don't worry about that. You didn't see anything.
No, I actually didn't see anything.
You actually didn't see anything. Yeah. Good.
All right.
Good response. Nice.
Excellent.
If we'd like to do a transition.